I said, we all know the thing that Solomon is the main player of the Masonic Lodge. When we're talking about the Worshipful Master's Chair, we're talking about King Solomon's throne, aren't we? He said, we are. So he is in agreement with that. It's a Masonic secret, but he knows I already knew, so he might as well agree. I said, well, let me tell you a little funny story. Because I said, way back there in Egypt, when Moses was sent to bring the Hebrews away from Pharaoh, he didn't want anything to do with Pharaoh or Pharaoh's daughter or Pharaoh's house. And he told the Hebrews, we're out of here. He agreed. I said, but forgetting the time and the relevance, one of those little kids, a Hebrew, we'll call him Solomon, made up his mind on the trip that I don't want to go this way. If he don't want it, I'm going to go back and get her. So he went back and got Pharaoh's daughter and married her. So I said, your Masonic entanglement is you are married to Pharaoh's daughter in the spirit. Your father-in-law is Pharaoh. And you know what he said to me? He said, I'm on the wrong truck, aren't I? I said, yeah, because you're on Solomon's truck. If you had been on Moses' truck, you would have met him in the night heading back to the cross, and there you would have encountered Christ. He said, my wife's been telling me this for 20 years. What should I do? I said, listen to your wife. Whom he had taken to wife like unto this porch. 1 Kings 7 verse 13 and 15. And King Solomon sent and fetched Hiram out of Tyre. He was a widow's son. Now, any Freemason who's in what you call a distress, they make a distress sign. I'm not going to do it. That in actual fact says, is there no help for the widow's son? Now, this is all spiritual. And his father was a man of Tyre, a worker in brass, and he was filled with wisdom and understanding and cunning to work all works in brass. And he came to King Solomon and wrought all his work, for he cast 2 pillars of brass. These 2 pillars are really relevant. Of 18 cubits high, and a line of 12 cubits did compass either of them. These are the names of the 2 pillars. 1 Kings 7:21. And he set up the pillars in the porch of the temple. And he set up the right pillar and called the name Jachin. Now that's female in the spirit. It works ruthlessly. And he set up the left pillar and called the name thereof. Male in the spirit. Works ruthlessly. And that's why they're the 2 pillars of Freemasonry. They will make a person's mind go into literally spiritual madness. And there you have it from a compilation from the tarot card and from the Kabbalah. On the left side you have the high priestess sitting on her throne holding the Jewish Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Old Testament. So she's saying, I'll be looking after these. Is that what you want to happen? Because that's what the hub of the United Nations meditation room is. And either side of her are the 2 pillars of Freemasonry, Boaz and Jachin. And then we have what you call overlaid by the Kabbalah tree of life, purportedly the tree of life, but in actual fact the tree of death. And on this side, it's what they call Solomon's tree of life. It's a complete perversion of Scripture. But it's what is taught in occultism. International Freemasonry, 1 Kings 11. But Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, and of the nations concerning which the Lord said. So it's these nations that have given them this power now through international Freemasonry, international socialism, into the United Nations and into the European Union, that have been put together to crush Christianity. Is that a reasonable statement?
Yes.
Now, is Adam Weiswald's statement? He's the founder of the Illuminati. There's a lot of people here who I don't need to be telling what the Illuminati is. But a friend of mine who was a Grand Master in Victoria, when the Masonic instructor came to his lodge one day, and it was a big lodge, as the Grand Master of the lodge, he asked the Masonic instructor this question: is Blue Lodge the Illuminati? Well, he wasn't Grand Master after that. That's a reasonable question, isn't it? Shouldn't a jury answer that? Is Blue Lodge the Illuminati? Now, who should answer that question? A trial with a jury decision. Isn't that reasonable? Yes. Behold our secret. If in order to destroy Christianity or religion, we have pretended to have the sole true religion, remember that the end justifies the means, and the wise ought to take all the means to do good, which the wicked take to do evil. This can be done in no other way by secret associations, which will by degrees, that's your Masonic degrees, and in silence possess themselves of the government of the states. Did they get your country? Did they possess themselves of this government? Yeah. What are you going to do about it? Right here in this town. And make use of these means for this purpose, which the wicked use for attaining base ends. The express aim of this order was to abolish Christianity and overthrow all civil governments. Are they attempting to do that? Yes. Yeah. Now here's Coombs. Coombs was the former governor of the Reserve Bank, and this will take care of a few of those other items mentioned there. This is what Coombs said, and I'm going down to the quote. Those who practice central banking often felt themselves to be members of a secret international Freemasonry, a kind of mystery in the medieval sense of a group who possess some exclusive knowledge or skill, and indeed there has always been. And now we're moving into some of the Masonic Lodge stuff. This is what they say. And they won't say that in a court of law. We shall create and multiply free Masonic lodges in all the countries of the world. Absorb into them all who may become or are prominent in public activity, for in these lodges we shall find our principal intelligence, office and means of influence. All these lodges we shall bring under one central administration known to us alone, and to all others absolutely unknown, which will be composed representatives who will serve to screen the above mentioned administration of Masonry, and from whom will issue the watchword and program. In these lodges we will tie together the knot which binds all revolutionary. Masonry always perpetrates a revolution, because in that they get order out of chaos. And liberal elements. Their composition will be made up of all strata of society. You've got preachers in this town who are Freemasons. So that's a pretty good start to be knocking on their door. I would say to any preacher who is a Freemason, step out of the pulpit now. Why? Because you're running a UN program. Is that a reasonable comment? The most secret political plots will be known to us and will fall under our guiding hands on the very day of their conception. Now here we have Europe and money. There remains only a small space to cross, and the whole long path we have trodden is ready now to close its cycle of the symbolic snake by which we symbolise our people. That's the serpent. When this ring closes, all the states of Europe, and we can call it the European Union, will be locked in its coil as in a powerful vice. Do you want to go there? You're on the way there. Because Wayne Martin says, I'm not interested in that grand jury charge on me. Let's hear the matter. How long are you going to tolerate that? Have you charged Wayne Martin? Usury. Now you can't function without the usury issue, or so they say. God says it's illegal and it's forbidden. Habakkuk 2:4. Now I want to reiterate something here that happens in this scripture. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Now I want to say something at the beginning of this scripture.